In the next 10 minutes, you're gonna find out exactly what type of procrastinator you are and how to fix it. If these images are just giving you a tingling feeling in your hands and you already want to grab your journal, let's dig a little bit deeper. Question 1. Is your to-do list more organized than your actual life? Painful, yes. It's color-coded by category, priority, and mood. All of the above, obviously, I don't do stuff like that. If you clicked, I don't do stuff like that, you can already skip to the next type. But if you want to click all of the above, obviously, you know where this is going. When a task feels overwhelming, is your first move to just make a plan for it instead of starting? Yes, and I feel very productive while doing it. Then you should ask yourself, have you ever redone an entire system because the old one wasn't quite right, even though it worked fine? Yes, and I'm not even sorry, more than once. I feel like I'm this type of procrastinator. You're the planner. Congrats! You don't avoid the task, you just found a more satisfying thing to do instead of doing the task. Planning it. And if planning became just your whole personality, here's the fix. The 5-minute plan rule. You are only allowed to plan for 5 minutes. You set yourself a timer, and when the timer is up, you're gonna start. If this doesn't really work for you, you could also try to make a deal with yourself. For example, for every 10 minutes you spend planning, you also need to do 10 minutes of working. I know it's terrifying. Start before you plan. The real plan comes after you start, not before. For example, let's take a book. You could write out every little chapter, what you want to say in those chapters, but most of the time while you're writing, the whole plan is going to change. So the plan comes when you start. Next victim. Let's count together. How many of these apply to you? 1. You watch the best morning routine video instead of doing your routine. Do these rules sound like alien words to you, or do you know the meaning of them? Pomodoro technique, Eisenhower matrix, or the 80-20 rule. It's great that you know all of these. Have you actually used any of them consistently? Your YouTube watch later list has over 200 unwatched videos. Will you ever watch them? Or did you just save them? If all of these apply to you, you are the researcher. Researching feels like so good because your brain gets the exact same dopamine hit, but we don't like that. We don't want to procrastinate for 2 hours before actually starting a task. The next time you feel the urge to do research again, you should ask yourself, if I found the perfect answer in the next 30 seconds, would I use it or would I keep looking anyway? If you want to keep looking anyway, look what you're doing. The researching part itself is not bad. So do you know enough to start right now? If no, you're gonna make yourself a new rule. Well, you're only allowed to watch 1 YouTube video. You set yourself a time limit, and when that timer ends, you're done researching. There's no more researching here. Got it? If the answer is yes, I don't need to say anything anymore. When was the last time you searched one thing and ended up somewhere completely unrelated 3 hours later? If that's you, you're the deep diver. You can't just do a task. You need to understand every little detail around it, even though maybe it doesn't even have something to do with the task. Quick research has never been quick for you. I mean, if you're gonna do research, you're gonna do it properly. And if that's you, you should definitely try out the parking lot method. As the name already says, every time you get that feeling, you don't ignore it, but you get a piece of paper and come back to it later. And remember, why does this matter right now? You have a task to do, honey. Does knowing this thing right now get you closer to finishing it? No? Yes? Look it up shortly. You can look it up, but just this. And if none of that works, remove the option entirely. Step 1, you're gonna download the app Do the Frog. You then go to settings. Then you're gonna lock every single app where you could do the research. You're gonna add your to-dos, prioritize them, and look what happens. If you try to do the research, your apps are getting blocked. I'm gonna link below if you want to try it out. And just when you thought you were safe, before you can start, your desk needs to be clean. Then your room needs to be clean too, obviously, because you can't focus in chaos. And then you need the perfect playlist. Why? We got the perfect playlist. We're gonna start now, but it's 6 p.m. That means our night routine needs to start. We can't do the task. We need to do it tomorrow. If that's you, you're the cleaner. The mess gives you something that feels productive, but in that moment it isn't productive because you're just avoiding your task. And how many times has this happened? I just need the right playlist first, and then you're scrolling 20 minutes Spotify. You probably didn't saw this coming. reverse it. Make it a reward. If your room is actually really dirty right now, but you need to do your homework, I know the first time you're gonna try this out, it's gonna feel really uncomfortable to actually do it in a dirty room, but see it as a reward. You wanna do your homework so fast that you can finally clean your room. Make it a reward. Your laundry has been sitting in your basket for 3 days. You didn't miss anything from it. You are wearing your favorite top, but the second you sit down to write this one oh my god, there's a typing mistake. But the second you sit down to do the hard task, you're missing that ugly t-shirt you never missed before. Also, the plant you never cared about and didn't water for 2 weeks, it's arrived. The second you need to write that email, you need to stop everything, okay? You are the fake emergency. Everything suddenly feels urgent, expect a task. But was this also important 24 hours ago? No? Make it clear to your brain that this is not an emergency. You're gonna also pull out a piece of paper, you're gonna write it down and come back to it later. Okay, honey, tell your brain everything is fine. What are you avoiding and how can you make it easier? Obviously, if you tell yourself you're gonna write an entire book this evening, that's the reason why you're procrastinating. We have this. You just thought you're safe, did you? But how much time did you have for the task? Did you have weeks, days, hours? Or is it already due and you're currently panicking? If that's the case, when did you start working on it? Was it today? Was it the night before? Starting is generous, I opened the document 3 hours ago. Or does opening it in my hand count as starting? Congrats, you are the pressure cooker. You work the best under pressure. You actually only work when you're pressured. This is just how I work. This is just who I am. I'm sorry to say that, but your brain isn't working better under pressure. The pressure is just the only thing why you start in the first place. A different approach to that next time is to create yourself a fake deadline. If you're trying to tell me right now that
Fake deadlines don't work,
tell someone your fake deadline. For example, your best friend. Make a deal with her that's really beneficial for her, but not for you. So when you don't send her your task, you, for example, need to bake her a cake. When the deadline is Friday, 6 p.m., on Friday, the whole day, you're gonna go for a hike. Literally, you don't have time, so you need to finish it before it. Notice the costs. Are you aging like fine wine right now, or is all that stress already giving you wrinkles, even though you're 20? I think you have a co-working friend and you rely on her constantly. She has more energy than you always, more time than you, more motivation. She always seems so ready to handle things you can't deal with right now and you just trust her completely. She's called Tomorrow You. You trust Tomorrow You a lot. But let me ask you this, what specifically will be different about Tomorrow You? I think you already realized that Tomorrow You wakes up exactly as tired as you are right now, exactly as busy and exactly as unmotivated as you. If you're that type of procrastinator, here's the rule you're gonna try next time. If the task takes less than 2 minutes, you don't delegate it to Tomorrow You, okay? Promise me that. Trust me on this one. Co-working, I promise. It just makes it's. You're gonna tell your co-working friends about the Tomorrow You, and they probably also have a Tomorrow You person, and then you're gonna make a deal with them that you don't do that. I don't know if you already noticed, but Tomorrow You is pretty close with Where Are You? Here. The pressure cooker. This tip also applies to the pressure cooker. Start early so you can make a really ugly version today, but you don't care because the deadline is so far away. Which type was calling you out the most today? Be honest and write it in the comments. Here's what I think is going on underneath all of these. None of these types are actually about laziness. The planner isn't lazy. This person spends hours preparing. The researcher isn't lazy. He reads everything he can find. What about the deep diver? She's probably one of the most curious people you will ever know. Every single one of these procrastination types is just fear wearing a different outfit. Is it the fear of starting something that might turn out badly? The fear of not knowing where to begin, or that today you isn't capable as much as you think tomorrow you would be? These were just some thoughts that I had right now and I want to share. Okay, bye. While I was filming that, I realized that there are so many more procrastination types out there. So if you want to have a part 2, let me know.